Are you wondering how the Packers have gotten so much success this season? Because your poverty franchise, which is probably based in Chicago, can't seem to find success. And all this success comes from the Packers GM. Well, the general manager, it's in the name. They manage any trades. They basically manage the draft, and this guy is a beast at planning ahead of time. Because in the 2020 NFL draft, the season before, they went to the NFC Championship and sadly lost. And since they were so close to making the Super Bowl, Packers fans really wanted a new wide receiver to help Aaron Rodgers out. But the Green Bay Packers went a different route and selected Jordan Love from Utah State. And overall, now seeing from all those years ago that this was an amazing decision because Jordan Love was already spectacular in college, and he did have a drop-off year before he was drafted, but he largely had so much talent, and sitting behind Aaron Rodgers would just boost that talent up more. And later in that draft, they also selected running back A.J. Dillon, which now we know. He's such a good running back. And throughout the years, they've just been adding on to the talent that they've had. In the 2022 draft, they selected Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. And in the following year, in the 2023 NFL draft, the Green Bay Packers had a horrible season, going 8-9, missing the playoffs. But they also got pretty good draft selections, and most of our guys starting today were from the 2023 draft class, as the Green Bay Packers selected Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, Dontavian Wicks, Bo Melton, and Lucas Van Ness, just to name a few, because the Green Bay Packers absolutely stacked up in the NFL draft. But there were doubters. There were always going to be doubters and haters. And so heading into the season, people were saying that the Green Bay Packers were going to be garbage. They were going to return to the 1980s. And people definitely thought that was true. Sure, Jordan Love had an amazing game week 1 against the Bears. But then there was the mid-season. And in the mid-season, the Green Bay Packers, loss after loss after loss, a few of those games close, majority of the other games were not close. And this was really the down point for the Green Bay Packers. They just couldn't get the ball moving. They could not do anything in this midseason until they played the Rams in Week 9, which they played against a backup quarterback, sure, but this boosted and gained momentum for the Green Bay Packers as they snapped their 4-game losing streak, finally winning against the Rams. And I definitely think that gave a big boost in that locker room, as the following week the Packers lost such a close one against the Steelers, and the following week going to play the Chargers in Lambeau Field. They get it done, and so they travel to Detroit for a Thanksgiving game, which they absolutely showed out in the first half. Jordan Love threw an absolute bomb to Christian Watson to start off the game, which they weren't even going to do. And I think that was really the first turning point in this season because the Packers won 30-24 against a real Super Bowl contender and a playoff contender. And next week they had an even tougher challenge going onto prime time, facing the Kansas City Chiefs. And as a Packers fan, I was shocked because they won. They won against the Chiefs, and they were 6-6. They had a .500, and I wouldn't have seen this myself when I saw that team. But it's just so amazing to me because, they lost 2 games, and we thought that they returned to their original form, and it was just a little showing of talent, and now they had to win all 3 of their games. A lot of stuff had to happen. The Green Bay Packers went to the Carolina Panthers. They made it close. By 3 points they won. They went to the Vikings and absolutely destroyed the Minnesota Vikings 33-10. And this just showed that the Packers were definitely making the playoffs, as next week they won against the Chicago Bears, clinching their playoff spot. And what a surprise, as they would play Dallas in the wild card. And wow, this game was wild. They almost made it 27-0 before the first half ended, but Dallas go ahead and scored, making it 7-27. And when the half almost ended 27-0, I knew the Packers were going to get out of there with a win. And the Packers came out strong, and in the fourth quarter, going into the fourth quarter, it's 48-16. Sure, the Cowboys got 60 more points, making it look more of like a shootout. But this team showed talent, and everybody was shocked. They went to San Francisco to play Super Bowl favorite, and they sadly lost. And that brings us to present day, where Brian Gutekunst has practically built upon this team once again. They released Aaron Jones. They got Josh Jacobs.
Man in the crowd on the floor. Out of town, never saw her before. Told her, baby, we don't got that long. Listen, this not my city show, but I treat it like my city show. 20 more minutes into it more. 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 Yeah, I am not slow. Nigga, you want me cause I got the dope. That's like a ride on my freaking boat. You pass me her friend, so they switching roles. I hit it fast, yeah. I hit it slow. By the morning, girl, I gotta go. Gotta get ready, tonight is my show. If you okay, you might.
See you guys next time, and peace.